This week in U.S. immigration news, we are going to cover Federal Appeals Court to hear arguments on Daca future, abortion worries heightened for unauthorized immigrants, Mayorkas calls for new immigration laws, the Supreme Court allows the end of Remain in Mexico, 53 dead in San Antonio as families wait for answers, immigration detention facility near empty in California, Remain in Mexico will continue for several weeks. A federal appeals court in New Orleans heard arguments on the legality of deferred action for childhood arrivals. The Obama administration created Daca in 2012 as a way to temporarily reprieve undocumented immigrants who were brought to the U.S. as children. There are over 610,000 immigrants enrolled in Daca, many of whom are now adults. Before the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals, Texas along with other states argued that the program placed an undue burden on the states and amounted to executive overreach. During the arguments, the three-judge panel mainly focused on the state's standing. Due to the recent Supreme Court ruling, women are facing rising concerns regarding abortion. Women with uncertain immigration status are facing additional barriers from abortion providers to U.S. government agencies trying to determine what will happen in the future. In the wake of the Supreme Court ruling, 13 states have passed laws that are meant to trigger full or partial bans to abortion, dramatically changing the access to abortion throughout the country. The Biden administration is seeking ways to provide access to abortions for women and girls in U.S. immigration custody living in states that implemented abortion bans. It is especially a struggle for the undocumented women to travel across state lines due to the fear of deportation. Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas defended the Biden administration's immigration policies amid recent scrutiny received based on the influx in migration at the southern border. He stated that because the border has been a challenge for decades, ultimately Congress must pass legislation to once and for all fix our broken immigration system. Mayorkas said the U.S. is working with regional allies in South and Central America to address these problems. On Sunday, Mayorkas addressed the 53 migrants found dead last week near San Antonio. Mayorkas emphasized that the U.S. continues to warn people not to make the dangerous journey across the border. On Thursday, the Supreme Court gave the Biden administration a victory, ruling that the Trump-era program Remain in Mexico can come to an end. In a 5-4 ruling, the court said that the administration properly ended the policy and the lower court overreached when it decided the policy had to remain in place. Remain in Mexico, formerly known as the Migrant Protection Protocols, required asylum seekers at the southern border to wait in Mexico until their U.S. immigration court hearings. Writing for the majority, Chief Justice Roberts explained that under the interpretation by the Court of Appeals, a judge could force the executive to the bargaining table with Mexico, over a policy that both countries wish to terminate, and to supervise its continuing negotiations with Mexico to ensure that they are conducted in good faith.
If you are new to our channel, welcome and please subscribe to stay in the loop. We offer free 15-minute consultations if your case is qualified, so we can point you in the right direction. Stay tuned for the secret code later in the show.
The truck found near San Antonio last week was packed with 67 people. When the truck was discovered, 46 people were dead at the scene. As the week progressed, the total of those who died reached 53, including 27 people from Mexico, 14 from Honduras, 7 from Guatemala, and 2 from El Salvador. The American truck driver pretended to be one of the survivors, yet was taken into police custody with another U.S. citizen and 2 other men. The investigation continues as this is one of the deadliest smuggling incidents on the U.S.-Mexico border. As of Wednesday, officials had potential identifications on 37 of the victims, pending verification with authorities in other countries. Many of the bodies found were without identification. A private detention facility in Adelanto, California, which has space for 2,000 migrants facing deportation, is now nearly empty. The government pays for about 1,455 beds a day at Adelanto. Yet this fiscal year the facility reports an average daily population of 49 detainees. The U.S. government pays for 30,000 immigration detention beds available across 4 dozen facilities in the country, but this fiscal year, only half on average have been occupied. Due to the pandemic, immigration detention facilities have been underutilized because detainees had to be spaced out to prevent the spread of COVID-19. immigrant advocates argue that the pandemic is proof that the U.S. does not need to detain immigrants as much as authorities claim. Last week, the Supreme Court rejected an injunction that halted the Biden administration from lifting Remain in Mexico, formerly known as Migrant Protection Protocols. Since the Biden administration can now end MPP, the administration will wait until the Supreme Court's decision is communicated to the lower court for the Federal District Court and the Northern District of Texas to lift its injunction. Until the policy is lifted, migrants will continue to go through immigration enforcement proceedings. Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas said that the program has endemic flaws and causes unjustifiable human tragedy.
Friends, show us some love and smash the like button. It doesn't cost you anything. If you have an immigration problem or need a second opinion because you cannot get a hold of your own lawyer, schedule a meeting with our team. Share information with our cares team and they will help you get scheduled with our legal team. Now here's a secret code to unlock the free 15 minutes.